Hey friends, welcome back to Beyond Renewals. I'm Sharat, and this is the show where we go deep into the real side of customer success and account management. Today's episode is about something every CSM and account manager has to master at some point: how to say no without actually saying the word no. Because let's be honest, you can't give your customers everything they ask for, but you can manage it in a way that builds trust instead of breaking it. So we all have been there. A customer asks for a feature that's nowhere on the roadmap. They want an SLA that doesn't exist, or they ask for something custom that's clearly out of scope. And you freeze for a second, wondering, if I say no, will they churn? The fear is real. But here's the truth: it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And actually, when done right, these boundaries, they build credibility. They make you as a trusted advisor and not just a yes person in front of the customers. So early in my CS career, I thought yes was the way to build relationships. It's a very normal thing. It's a very normal mistake to make for like everyone who's new into customer success or account management. But over time, I learned that trust doesn't come from always saying yes. It comes from setting clear expectations, being calm and confident, being a partner to the customers. And here's the key mindset shift: you're not denying their needs, you're reframing the ask into something which is achievable, which is aligned, or valuable in a different way. You're not saying the word no to them. So, here we're going to talk about 5 tactical ways to say no without tanking that relationship, without that fear of the customer churning. So, the very first way is to reframe. So, when you reframe your words or reframe what you say, let's say a customer is asking for something, and you say, I totally understand why that's important, but here's what we can do right now. So, with this statement, you're acknowledging their ask, you're pivoting to a solution. And then we go on to prioritizing, the prioritization play. And for that, you say things like, oh, that's a great idea. Let me understand your top priorities so we can make the most impact with what's available right now. So, with this, you make them feel heard. Focus is on them. You make them feel important. And then we go into the strategic redirect. And that's when you say things like, while we can offer X, a lot of customers in your space have found success with Y. So now you're replacing a denial with an insight. Makes them curious and makes them think that, okay, this guy knows something. And then you take the internal champion angle and you say things like, let me take this to our product leadership team and advocate it for you. Can you help me make the case? So now what you're doing is you're trying to make them feel like they're not the blocker. I mean, you're not the blocker. You're the messenger, you're the ally, you're working closely with your customers. So that builds the trust. So they're willing to share more information, more insights with you. They're willing to work with you. So that's an opportunity for you to build more relationship with your customers. And then comes the transparency route. That's when we set the right expectations and you say things like, to set expectations transparently, this isn't something we can do right now, but let's talk about what we can do, what can be done right now. So this is very clear, very respectful, and still partnership focused. So whenever you face situations like these, I think these 5 strategies will be a great way for you to handle this relationship in a tactical way without tanking that relationship and not using that word no. So you can pick the one that fits the tone of your relationship. And I think this will be a great start for you to stop saying yes to everything and saying no without using the word no. Now, boundaries aren't the barriers, they're the bridges to a healthy relationships. So your customer always doesn't need everything. So they might come up with some ask, but it's not really that important for them. All they need is they need clarity, they need consistency, and they need confidence. And sometimes saying no gracefully is the most customer centric thing you can do. So if this hit home, let me know. And yeah, I'll be curious to know what's the wildest customer request you've ever had to say no to and how you handled that. Drop a message to me, drop a DM to me on LinkedIn, or drop an email to me. I'll be happy to have that discussion or take that up on our next episode of Beyond Renewals. And please don't forget to follow, share, and leave your review. If this helped, I'll see you around next week. Thank you so much for listening.